Hi, everybody. This is Ms. Wasicki, and I want to talk to you about this week's affixes. This is the week of September the 8th, so I'm going to very quickly share my screen and pull up our document. So these affixes came from Bronx Masquerade, our first 4 chapters, and we have 3 prefixes and 2 suffixes. Everybody hopefully at this point knows that prefixes are a letter or letters added to the beginning of a root or base word that changes the meaning of the word. And suffixes are a letter or letters that are added to the end of a root word or base word that changes the meaning of the word. So when you talk about prefixes and suffixes together, they are, of course, referred to as affixes. So our first prefix is the word dis, and it means apart, away, not, none, reverse action, or opposite. That's the definition. Our example from the book is the word discriminate. And when we take dis and we put it with the root word like, so we have something that would mean not like, right? So it equals dislike to not like. When we take dis and put it with the base word or root word honest, we get the word dishonest, which means to not be honest, and so forth and so on. So you can see how the word meanings or the prefix or suffix meanings help us understand what a word means, and we're breaking it into parts. So now let's look down at sub. Sub means under, below, smaller, or less important. And our example from the book is subway. And then another example could be submarine. And so you see I took the prefix sub, I put it with the root word marine, and I made the word submarine. So a submarine then, and we know marine usually has something to do with water. So it is a vehicle that travels under the water. So sub, under, marine has to do with water, a vehicle that travels under the water. And you could come up with some more. You could probably come up with like subject, which if you think of not math or science or social studies subject as much as like living in a kingdom where you are a subject under a king or a queen, you are below, in that case, below the ruler. So a sub person. And then we have next our last prefix, micro, which means extremely small or short. Our example from the story is microphone. And another example could be micrometer. In this case, I broke it down for you. You see micro means small. Meter is a type of instrument. So in this case, a micrometer then is an instrument used to measure short or small distances. A microphone is like you get sound waves, right? You put phone as an instrument that kind of has to do with sound waves. You think of the phone, your voice travels over distance. That's a sound. So a microphone, it takes a smaller sound and amplifies it to become much larger. There are other micro words. There's a microwave, which is talking about short waves, right? A device that cooks with a short electromagnetic wave. There's microscope, which is an instrument that is used to make small things look larger. And we could keep on going. Now let's change direction for a minute and talk about our suffixes, right? Our endings at the ends of words. We have ity and ment. So let's look at ity first. Ity is the state of being something. So our 2 examples from the book are fatality and brutality. So the state of being fatal is fatality. The state of being brutal is brutality. And then I have an extra one that I came up with, which is activity. So the state of being active. Now notice with all of these, the root word or the base word is an adjective. Okay, something you would describe, like a disease can be fatal, like a left hook can be brutal. Active is the way somebody acts, is they're active. That's the type of person they are. They like to play a lot of sports. They're active. You're describing. But when we add ity, it changes those base words to from an adjective to a noun. So just kind of be aware of that. You know, nouns are person, places, things, or ideas. So it goes from the word goes from a adjective or an adjective to a noun. And then our last suffix is meant. It denotes an action or resulting state. And from the book, our example is embarrassment. And then I came up with my own payment, which I broke down for you. You know what pay means to, and again, that's action in this case. So up here with ITY, we had adjectives that became nouns. With meant, we have action words or verbs that become nouns. So we take the, like, embarrass, and you take that action word, that verb embarrass, and you add meant, and it becomes a noun, embarrassment. It's the resulting state of being embarrassed. Payment, you take that action word or verb pay, you add the ending meant, and it becomes payment. So it changes to a payment. I pay you, that's action, and now I get a payment, that's a thing that I get, and that is a noun. So I just want you to see that change in the part of speech, okay? So very quickly, I want to show you your Freyer model. And I believe this is about what everyone in 8th grade English is using for their Freyer models for your activity that you're going to be doing with your words, or I should say your affixes. So you will make 5 of these Freyer models, one for each affix. When I say use this template, you can draw this into your notebook. And you don't have to draw them huge, just draw them, you know, maybe you could probably fit 5 on a page, I would think. And you need to, when you're done, take a picture of your Freyer models and submit them to the assignment on Canvas. You're going to put each of your, one at a time now, like dis would go here. That's our first affix. So we would put dis in the middle, here where it says affix here, dis goes here. The definition would go here, and you have them right there on that Google Doc. Then you're going to have 3 examples, at least 3 or more. And you're going to take one of those examples and you're going to write a complete sentence. Write your own sentence, and it needs to be a complete sentence. It needs to be used, the word needs to be used correctly. You need to have correct grammar, so punctuation, period at the end. If it's a question mark at the end, if it's a question, you know, start with a capital letter, all that good stuff. And then your picture that goes along with the word that you chose to write your sentence with. So it doesn't have to be a Van Gogh picture, but a picture. So I have my little Freyer model that I just kind of use to show you an example. So in this case, dis. Here's my definition: apart, away, not, none, reverse, action, or opposite. I have, and I need to put 2 more. I have discriminate, and I would have like maybe dislike and dishonest, or disobedient, or whatever my 3 would be. And I picked discriminate to write my sentence. It is unethical to discriminate against people because of their culture or gender. And then I have my picture, which shows the little squares discriminating against the circle. And the line is kind of between them to show that all the squares are sticking together and they discriminate against that poor circle that's left out in the cold. Okay? All right, well, that's it, guys. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your week, and I will see you back shortly with another mini lesson. Bye, everybody.